The black bear is one of 8 species of bear in the world. The American black bear evolutionarily is one of the more recent ones. So bears in general are the Ursidae family. So ursids radiated from Asia over into North America. And so the American black bear split from the Asiatic black bear at some point coming over to North America. And then from there, from the American, the grizzly and the polar bear split off, and then the polar and grizzly bear split off. Oh. So the polar bear is actually the evolutionarily the youngest bear species.
Oh.
And the American black bear is unlike, I guess, the polar bear, but like most bears, it's highly omnivorous. So most of its food is going to be coming from non-meat based food sources. So primarily the diet of a bear a bear is dictated by its stomach and its nose. And so what it eats is kind of going to be highly dependent on the availability of food at that time. So they're going to get out of the den from hibernating. They've spent anywhere from 4 to 7 months just sleeping, not eating, not urinating, not defecating. And they're going to lose anywhere from 20 to 40% of their body weight. And so when they come out of the den, they're going to be super hungry. But the only thing that's going to be available is probably either green grass, or if they can find carrion, winter kill carcasses. And so the primarily will start off eating grass, and then they'll start shifting towards various berry producing plants come summer into the fall. And then once they get to late summer to early fall, then they start switching. In some areas, it depends on the species present. They switch to hard mass, so like acorns. They'll switch over to acorns. They'll also switch over to, like in the Southwest, they'll switch over to juniper berries, and then get fat enough, then they go back into the den and sleep for another 4 to 7 months. So the American black bear is it's a forest obligate. So getting back a little bit to life history, it's a forest obligate. So the black bear evolved in North America. It continued to evolve during the Pleistocene, along with some of the other kind of crazy bears at that time, like the short-faced bear, the North American spectacled bear, as well as the grizzly. So, quick side note: in the world, we have the brown bear. In North America, we have a subspecies of the brown bear, which we term the grizzly bear. So they're the same bear, it's just a different subspecies. So they also had the grizzly bear, and the grizzly bear evolved on the plains or the wide open country, and this kind of shows the behavior of grizzly versus a black bear as well. And so the way the niche that the black bear filled to survive competing against these other 3 bears was to be highly specialized in the forest. And so they have shorter claws, so maybe 1.5 inch long claw that allows them to climb trees, versus a grizzly bear is going to be 2 to 4 inches long. And the grizzly bear is going to use their claws as like a garden rake or a garden tool or implement, so they can dig up tubers and roots and flip over rocks and stuff like that pretty easily. The other interesting thing is, because black bears, they're probably the smaller species, they ran away when they were confronted or got into a situation with another bear. And so, for example, in North America, you'll often hear people say, "Oh yeah, black bears, they're just big wimps. They'll just run away from you. They're more scared of you than you are of them." Which, there's some interesting insight. If involved with the grizzly or black bear, depending on what they can do, there's some scary stuff. Well, black bears, yeah, they did flee. And so if you do see one, they often do run away. In grizzlies, since they could climb a tree, and in the grizzlies, because it was out in the the plains, there weren't trees to climb up. Their reaction was to like attack you, charge you, maul you real quick, and then run away, right? And so that's why they kind of get that reputation. They have that behavior of being, very aggressive, and you don't want to mess with the grizzly, which you don't. They're massive animals. Yeah, it's interesting how their evolutionary history has led to kind of their reputation today.